my name is Zach.
And I'm Ayesha.
And we met on Muzz in 2020.
I was on and off the app for about 2 years. Quite a lot of first dates with a lot of people before I met Zach, but not a lot of second dates.
I was on the app for about 2 years. A lot of first phone calls, but never really meeting anyone in person. And then I met Ayesha. I sent the first message, told her how great she was, how great her profile was, and I was so interested to know more about her.
When we matched, it was December 2020 and it was COVID times. So we actually couldn't meet for about 2 months. The first time we met was March 2021.
But it was good because we had so many of those difficult conversations, those tough conversations. All the ice breaking was done by the time we actually met in person.
Yeah, and like that was quite unusual for me because I usually, when I would talk to someone, I want to meet them straight away because I always had it in my head like you don't really know someone until you meet them in real life, which is still true. But we were kind of like forced into the situation where we couldn't meet because, you know, he lived in London, I lived in Luton. So yeah, all we could do for 2.5 months was like text all the time, video calls, phone calls.
But it made the process meeting up in person so easy.
Yeah, it really did. Like honestly, like, by the time I met you, like when I was on my way to first meeting you, I already really liked you.
When I first saw Ayesha, I thought she looked really, really beautiful. She wasn't a catfish. She looked exactly how she was on the pictures. Her personality as she was on the phone and all the video calls were exactly how she is in person. It was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about her and it was perfect.
No.
Don't start crying.
Very cute. But yeah, it was the same for me. Like, again, I already really, really liked you. So when I saw you in real life, I was just like, wow. Our first date, we already knew so much about each other, and it felt like I was meeting someone that I'd known for like a long time.
Yeah, it was really, really smooth.
All we could do was really walk around, and that's what we did. Like we walked like the whole of Regent's Park, like probably 3 times. We were at the kind of end of our first date. I was about to go home. Zach said to me, "Oh, like, how would you feel like, you know, if my mum wanted to like have a chat with your mum? Like, how would you feel about that?" And I honestly, like, I was taken aback. I was like, whoa. But taken aback in a good way.
Yeah, because I was so sure.
Yeah.
I was so confident in you as a person.
Yeah.
I was already thinking about how quickly can I accelerate this to the next step.
Yeah.
Because yes, we could have met another time, another few times, had dinner, had lunch. But I was so adamant that it was you were my choice and I was ready to start my next chapter with you.
The next day, our mums had a phone call, and I don't know about you, but my mum was like in the living room and I was literally round the corner, like listening so hard.
I wasn't listening to the conversation. I knew that mum was having a conversation with your mum, and I knew that she'll come to my room and tell me how it went, but I wasn't.
I'm not as patient as you.
I wasn't eavesdropping on the conversation.
I was at the door and I was listening to every single word, but honestly, it sounded like my mum was talking to like an old friend.
What did your mum say to you?
Afterwards, Mum said, "Oh yeah, she's really nice." All good things, of course, all good things. But honestly, like Mum had a really good feeling from then on, and well, after that, me and Zach met a couple times more, like maybe 3 or 4 times by ourselves, and it was like within the next month, Zach's whole family was at my house. When did I know that you were the one? I think for me, it was super early on. Like I had enjoyed talking to you so much that by the time I met you, I'm not gonna lie, I was like already in love, do you know what I mean? So I just really felt in that moment like that it was going so well and I was so happy. But actually what really cemented it for me was the moment that our families met, because that was like super important for both of us. Like,
really? I was way like, after like the third or fourth phone call, I think I was pretty set in my mind that I wanted to marry you. Aww. I could talk to you about anything. Yeah. Every conversation was so much fun. It always made me something to look forward to as well, right? Sitting in lockdown in your room after work or during a work break, just to kind of ring you. It was something so exciting. We were walking and then I pulled Ayesha aside and I told her I loved her. And then I was hoping and waiting for her to say I love you back, which she did, thankfully.
I did, yes, I did.
And that was it, really. And then we started sort of...
Well, we had
we had an engagement
ceremony.
Yeah, we had an engagement party.
So it was at my house, basically, and Zach and his whole family came, and my family was there, and my friends. The day of our nikah, it was amazing. Like, it was definitely one of the best
It was
days.
so wholesome. It was
Yeah.
so good.
I think also it's so nice, and it's actually really rare to have everyone that you love like in one room together.
Yeah, I was speechless. I was there on the stage, standing, waiting to receive her, and she looked so good. All sort of friends and family were there clapping her on as she walked towards me, but I was so happy. Everything that was happening on that day was final, it was real, like the whole marriage and our families becoming one effectively. That was definitely very real for me. But it was also the happiest day of my life, and it was also the beginning of our life together as a happy married couple.
We couldn't have been luckier, like in terms of families.
Ayesha is so good with my parents and my siblings, and she makes everyone feel really warm and happy. We do a lot more fun things now that Ayesha's part of my family. We every weekend there's always something planned.
To see the way that Zach has come into my family and been like an extra son to my parents, an extra brother for my siblings, like it's more than I could have dreamed for. Why do you love me?
Why do I love you? Let's start with the obvious reason. You're very positive, which is something which is so infectious, right? The other reason is you're so generous with your time. You always make time for everyone, your friends, your family, my family, for me. And you're just such a wonderful energy to be around, and you make every day, good or bad, either even better or just make it a good day. So those are the reasons why I love you so much.
I genuinely feel like you have just completed my life. I've never been happier than I am now, and I really can't even believe, or I can't even remember a time before you. So bizarre that without, like, if we didn't meet on Muzz, we literally never would have met, and I cannot imagine it. I love every single thing about you. Like, I love how funny you are, I love how smart you are, I love how dedicated you are to looking after your family, my family, me and you. And yeah, there's not even one reason. I can't even put it into words, because I'm so obsessed with you, and I love every single thing about you.